Okay, folks, welcome. I'm going to kick off a new series related to ranked play and the power ranking and anything related to that. I'm going to call it Chasing the Meta. So I'm going to have a few videos related to this topic, aside from my general other videos, and I'll try and keep them grouped and organized. So let's get started with this one. So you've been building your team out for a while. You've got your skills, they're improving. You got more and more players with end game skill sets, and you're slowly raising and ranked. But what's the ceiling for your skills? How far are they going to carry you? Are they good enough to get you into the master levels? What's it going to take to get you a little bit higher? And I want to talk about my experiences with this. I'm going to share with you my team and then let you make an assessment and try and guess how I've been doing. Then I'm going to share with you how I've been doing based on the skills that I have and give you a better idea of what you might be able to achieve by comparing yourself to what I have. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you on a tour of my team, and I want you, as you look at these players and skills, I want you to think to yourself and make an assessment of how well you think this team should do, what rank you think I'm probably achieving week to week, and then after I've taken a look at all these things, I will show you what I'm doing and how things have progressed, and we'll see how in check with reality our assumptions are based on the skills that we're seeing on the player. So let me jump over and we'll look at my ranked team. Let's go over to battle lineup, and we're just going to very quickly go through because we're going to look at a summary afterwards. So we'll look at them one by one, flip them over. So we got a chance maker set, bad ball hitter set, pioneer set that's being worked on, born to be a star, batter's insight, bad ball hitter, pioneer, bad ball hitter, bad ball hitter. On the pitching side, for my starters are control master, slow starter, co-op 6, slow starter, fireballer, and the relievers look a lot the same as each other. Control master, dom, untouchable, untouchable, finesse, control master, dom, untouchable, slow starter, finesse, untouchable, slow starter, chemistry, and then finally slow starter, boss, finesse. Okay, now let's go make an overall assessment. So after looking at those, here's kind of a summarized view of everything. You can see here what I've called out is first my pitchers. On the left-hand side, you can see which position they're playing. The set will indicate how the training's going to go and what it's going to max out at. You got the your legend skills in black, gold skills in gold, of course, and then the blue column is my special trainers or my trainers, whether those are diamond or gold level. I'm not going to get into specifically what those trainers are because that's not the point of this, but this kind of gives you an assessment. As you can see, we're talking about overall my starting rotation has everything within 1 point of max on all, and they have what most consider to be top tier primary legend skills with one co-op, which might not be top tier, but it's at levels max level, so it actually performs quite well. And you going off to the right, you can see that I have several other skills there represented. You kind of get an idea of where I'm weighted. I'm heavy on boss, heavy on finesse pitcher and dominant pitcher, and and so on. And for some reason, down for my relievers, I don't know. Somehow I just kept getting stuck with untouchable. And I can tell you right off the bat that those pitchers generally don't do that well. Something about untouchable for my relievers just not good. Anyways, I've got 3 alternate starters that I have tried in my rotation. You can see once again they're also 1 point off of max, but they're not in the starting rotation because they haven't performed as well as those other pitchers. So I'm trying to figure out who's going to take Ruth's spot there. But one of the key things you'll notice here is that we have boss. We are heavy on the last boss, and that kind of sets me up for nerfs. And I probably already mentioned that, but anyways, lots of nerfing, lots of being victimized by boss nerfs. For my batters, it's actually a very similar situation. We've got pretty much the entire lineup is sitting there with 1 point off of max. I do have two players in Devers and Pedroia that are sitting on 2 off max sets. So I'm shorting gold skills in both those cases, prediction down to 4. You'll notice that sitting with all your typical standard key skill sets, Pioneer, Bad Ball Hitter, uh, and I have one chance maker who sits at the top of my lineup. You'll notice he has charisma and spotlight. And we're very similar to the last boss situation with the pitchers. I'm very heavy on charisma, which once again sets me up for the other side of the coin getting nerfed. So my team is pretty much nerf bait. The junk column is Mookie Betts being in transition there. It shouldn't be gold. And you'll see that I do have some diamond trainers. I can tell you that 2 of those are elite fielding I'm experimenting with, and I'll cover that in a separate video. But gives you a good idea that I'm not there for my hitting side of things. And Piazza is listed down at the bottom because I'm also doing some experimentation with laser beam on the catcher, as is the new trend, and also with 5 tools since he is a Supreme player. So we'll experiment with that and share some results later. But as you can see, once again, what most would consider typical strong sets for my hitters. The most questionable thing is the prediction column. If I had a choice, I would be bluing those off and trying to find preferentially barrel it up, or uh, I might take a Slugger's Instinct, not my favorite, but barrel it up, or Batting Master. Actually, I would take over Slugger's Instinct. Those would be 2 decent choices. In the case of Betts, I'm hoping that I can land 5 tool on him. But okay, summary for both skill sets, you can see that these are typically what people would regard as very strong skills. They're not perfect. I've pointed out a few flaws, but by and large, this is what people are shooting for, and I've got it. And how am I doing? Let's take a look at that. So hopefully with all of that, you now have in mind an idea of where you think I'm probably performing at. Some of you may have already seen my team and have an idea of where I am, but let's actually go take a look uh, at some ranked results and where we stand. Okay, now, do I click over here? There we go. So current rank sitting, this is, by the way, this is recorded on a Tuesday, so current rank means nothing, sitting at gold 2. Anyways, okay, so best rank ever, Legend 1. Back in the very early days, I was hitting Legend 1 regularly because the meta at that point was refresh as many times as you can and get to the top really quickly and stay on top. It wasn't that difficult, so I make absolutely no claims about how good my team was then. Um, just managed to get a whole bunch of legends underneath my belt. Since then, last week's week 205. Let's look at the power ranking instead. Go to power ranking and get rid of all this garbage and look at my team. Okay, you can see once again, achieved rank whatever. Best power ranking I've achieved is 66. So, not real high. And in this last season, I did not make it into the playoffs. And this season started off slow, was on a nice steady pace, increasing. But over the last few weeks, I have petered out and started scoring in the low 200s in ranked. So that tells you, despite a team that has seemingly decent players and skills, I am not able to crack the 100 range anymore. That's even with the trainers, and I will make the attestation that trainers are not that big and all that, and we shouldn't be living and dying by them. We still have to figure some things out, but still, not the end of the world. Well, how about staged performance? Now, this is where I think things get a little interesting because, as you can see, when it came to this first round of the stage challenge, I actually did quite well. I finished at Master 2, rank 28, based off of what, once again, are typically considered strong skills. And as we all should know, the skill sets that were on the stage challenge teams were also pretty much stacked with what people are shooting for. So my team against another stacked team without nerfs in play did quite well. I scored towards the top of the ranks, and so this kind of validated for me that yes, we are shooting for the right skills, but what it really highlighted is when nerfing is not in play and mentor changes are not in play, well, specifically the nerfing, that's it's killing me. So I got to figure out something here, and that will be the topic of another video. So wrapping this all up, my takeaways from this little exercise are: here's a team that on paper looks like it should do well, but it's not. It's not performing at the levels that I would want it to. So what's the big deal here? Well, I mentioned that uh, mentor nerfs seem to be affecting me to a large amount. And there are some other factors, and I don't want to give too much away because I need to have content for other videos, but there's some other factors I think in play here too. So we'll leave that at that and revisit some of these topics in later videos. But for now, thanks for watching, and comments welcome, and feedback welcome, and heck, ideas for other videos. I'd love to hear it, and we'll catch you later. Thank you.